Hi, folks. This is a video for CCNY ear training. Today, we're looking at a couple tunes for your assignment this coming week. The first is a tune you're probably familiar with, Can't Help Falling in Love, made most famous by Elvis, but recorded by multiple people. Let's take a look. Share my screen here. So what we're doing here is kind of performing the whole tune. I cut off this tag at the end, which is just a repetition. What you're not going to do is take the repeat. So essentially you have a verse, then a bridge, and then that verse again. So kind of an ABA structure. I don't imagine you're going to have a lot of trouble with the verses, the like A sections, which both start here in measure 1, and then right here at this Take My Hand. So we're in F major. Remember, you can sing these and you can transpose them, but you're going to start on 1. 1, 5, 1, and you'll use a metronome, of course. 4, 3, 2, 5, 6, 7, 1. Watch the quarter note triplets, folks, here in measure 6. La, da, da, da. Right, make sure you perform those correctly. So again, that part I don't expect a lot of trouble. Here is where there's what's probably new material, or definitely new material for us in this class. This is the first appearance of a kind of modulation. Now, it's not a proper modulation, which we'll save for later on, because a proper modulation just means you're moving from one key to a new key. To affect a, again, quote, proper modulation, you need some sort of cadential move, some kind of gesture to the new key that we're in. So if you look here in the bridge, we have an A minor. Look at the harmony here, just a bunch of. So we're clearly in an A minor land, and we were in F before. A minor is a 3 of F. This is an unusual, less unusual in pop music, but still somewhat unusual motion or modulation. But notice the chord right before A minor is just an F chord. We move straight from an F chord to an A minor. So nothing has gotten us from F to A except just going there. So this isn't super important for what in terms of how you're going to sing it. But just, and also all of the pitches in this bridge are still in the key of F major. But we're certainly in the world of A minor for a solid 4 measures, or 3.5, I guess. So be careful with this little section here. And it's just the same 1 measure gesture that's repeated 3 times. So if we go back, if we look at the cadence in the 2 measures before, right? So here's F major. Falling in 3, 2, 1. So then you need to get yourself ready for this A minor place. And all this is doing is outlining A minor with the pitch 7. 7, 1. Sorry, even I messed it up. I don't know about y'all, but I keep wanting to go 7, right, to this G. And I think Elvis does that a few times and when he sings it, and that's why. But notice you're going 7, 3, 5, 7, 6. 7, 3, 5, 7, 6, right? That's the trickiest move, the sev to 3. Sev 3. And what if well, the way I like to think about this when I'm singing it and kind of visualize it or imagine it is this is not so much sev 3 in the key of F, but a 5-1 motion in A minor. 5-1 is easier for us to sing than sev 3, right? So that's E, so sev 3. Or you can think about it as 5-1. And if you want to sing it as 5-1, this part, and imagine yourself in the key of A minor, that's totally fine. But then you'll need to get back to F major for once you get to this measure here with Take My Hand, where the verse starts over. So again, this bridge, sev 3 5 sev 6, sev 3 5 sev 6. It repeats like that, and then you get back to kind of F major land here in the 4th measure of the bridge. And then we have this weird landing spot on 4, right? 1 5 1 for that. So a bit of a tricky tune. As you see, I struggle with it myself, but a good one to play with. And you're singing the whole, you see the brackets here. And you remember, you don't take the repeat, okay? So that's Can't Help Falling in Love. And then we're gonna look at something rhythmically more complicated with, excuse me, Rhythm Is Gonna Get You. Gloria Estefan, Miami Sound Machine. I'm sure you all familiar with it. There's not a whole lot going on here. We're in the key of E minor, right? The syncopation is what is tricky about this. And there's some leaps that aren't super easy. If you look in measure, measure 3, where you have this leap from C to G in the key of E minor. Now, some of you are really struggling with the more syncopated rhythmic stuff. I highly urge you to use a metronome that subdivides for you. And so what I mean, let's say, here, I'll just put this, I'll go down to 60 BPM, okay? Those are quarter notes, okay? Now, when you're struggling with these rhythms here, as in the pickup, and you see a few other places that have dotted 8ths and then 16ths that are tied, a good metronome should be able to subdivide. I use this one called tempo. It's probably backwards in that screen, but it's free, I think. And so I can subdivide to where it clicks 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 5 E and a, right? So if I do that, or it might be easier for you or less kind of frenetic to put it on 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and then you can pick out the 16th notes between those. But if you just do 16th notes, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. That's the wrong key. There it is. 3, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6. So I can match up 5, 5, 6. All right, and take it even slower. Go really slow. Let's put it down to 40 BPM. So the pickup, 3, 1, is that right? 1, 2, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, right? And so forth, because you have that rhythm that trips you up in a lot of places. So you can put it that slow. Now, when you record for me, I really prefer the metronome be on quarter notes instead of the 16th notes. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6. Right? That's how it starts. And that part is tricky there, as I said. 5, 6. And 3, 4, 5 is the next gesture there. And then some trickier rhythms in measure 5 and 6. So this is just an E minor melody that has some sneaky rhythms. Go listen to the tune also. This doesn't mirror it exactly, but you'll get the idea. So that's really it for this week. And I want y'all to remember that obviously we're not looking for total perfection. It's hard for me to hold you to that standard when I can't do these things absolutely perfect. But the idea is that it's ear training. Number one, I know exactly when I make a mistake. You have to listen carefully to what you're doing. And also after you record something, to see where these big mistakes are. Your voice cracking, having to kind of slide up into a note because you're not a singer, all of that is not problematic, right? But getting rhythms correctly is important. And then finding these pitches at a very approximate level is very important too. And doing leaps when they're supposed to be leaps, doing steps when they're supposed to be steps, and not confusing those. All of that stuff is essential here. Okay, so that's it for this week. And I will speak to you all soon. Email me with any questions and take care. Bye.